Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum have dramatically changed how we think about money and finance. But alongside these advancements, we've seen a surge in scams exploiting the very features that make crypto attractive. Could you help us understand why these scams have become so prevalent?
Absolutely. The decentralized and pseudonymous nature of cryptocurrencies makes them hard to regulate and trace. While these elements empower users with greater freedom, they also create a fertile ground for bad actors seeking to exploit inexperienced investors or those unfamiliar with digital security.
That makes sense. As we dig deeper, let's explore the different types of scams that have emerged in the crypto space. I think it's important for our listeners to recognize the warning signs early.
Definitely. By understanding the mechanics and psychology behind these scams, users can better protect themselves and make informed decisions. Let's break down some of the most common schemes and how they operate.
One of the oldest tricks in the book is phishing. But how has this tactic evolved in the context of cryptocurrencies?
Phishing attacks now mimic official exchange websites or send convincing emails that prompt users to reveal private keys or login credentials. For example, a 2022 Chainalysis report found over 2.6 billion lost to phishing in crypto that year alone.
That's staggering. Social engineering seems to be about exploiting trust. Can you give an example of how scammers manipulate emotions or urgency in these attacks?
Certainly. Scammers might claim your account has been compromised and urge immediate action, creating panic. The sense of urgency often overrides rational judgment, making even tech-savvy users vulnerable to clicking malicious links.
Moving on, Ponzi and pyramid schemes have made a comeback in crypto. How do these schemes typically operate in the digital asset space?
These platforms promise astronomical returns with little risk, using new investors' money to pay earlier participants. In contrast to traditional Ponzi schemes, crypto variants often mask the flow of funds with complex smart contracts or tokenomics.
So, even tech can't always protect us if the business model itself is fraudulent. Are there telltale signs listeners should watch for before investing in such projects?
Absolutely. Promises of guaranteed high returns, lack of transparency about how profits are generated, and pressure to recruit others are major red flags. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Let's delve into a newer and deeply manipulative scam, pig butchering. How do scammers turn social interactions into large-scale fraud?
Pig butchering involves scammers building a long-term relationship, sometimes over months using social media or dating apps. Once trust is established, they coach victims into investing in fake crypto platforms, only to steal those funds.
The psychological aspect is chilling. Are there any studies or statistics on the scope of these scams?
A 2023 FBI report estimated that Americans lost over $429 million to pig butchering scams in a single year. The emotional investment makes it particularly hard for victims to recognize the deception until it's too late.
Another sophisticated scam is the use of fake wallets and ICOs. How do these fraudsters manage to appear so legitimate?
Scammers often create convincing websites, complete with fake endorsements and white papers. They lure users by promising new investment opportunities or requiring private keys to import funds, which they then steal.
It seems like due diligence is critical. What steps can users take to verify a wallet or ICO's authenticity?
Users should research project teams, check for independent audits, and consult trusted community forums. Never share your private key. No legitimate service will ever ask for it.
Let's talk about rug pulls, a growing threat in decentralized finance. What exactly happens during a rug pull, and why are they so hard to predict?
In a rug pull, developers launch a new token or project, heavily market it, and once enough investment is collected, they withdraw all liquidity, crashing the token's value to zero. The lack of oversight in DeFi makes this easier.
Are there any warning indicators, or is it purely luck to avoid these scams?
While luck plays a role, red flags include anonymous teams, unaudited code, and sudden spikes in promotion. Transparency and third-party verification are key to avoiding such schemes.
Real-world cases highlight the devastating impact of crypto scams. Could you walk us through some notorious examples like OneCoin, SafeMoon, and the Squid Game token?
Certainly. OneCoin defrauded investors of $4.4 billion through a global Ponzi scheme. SafeMoon, promoted as a high-yield token, saw its founders misappropriate millions. The Squid Game token, inspired by the Netflix hit, trapped users by making the token unsellable before the developers vanished.
These cases underline the need for vigilance. What common threads run through these high-profile scams?
All relied on hype, lack of transparency, and exploiting investor FOMO. Each case also demonstrates the difficulty of tracing and recovering funds once a scam has unfolded.
Switching gears, let's discuss how users can detect scams before falling victim. What are the most effective strategies, both personal and technical?
Personal vigilance like skepticism toward unsolicited offer send verifying sources is crucial. On the technical side, using antivirus software, enabling two-factor authentication, and monitoring addresses through blockchain explorers can reveal suspicious activities.
How effective are community forums and peer networks in scam detection?
Extremely effective. Platforms like Reddit's R, Cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin Talk allow users to share scam warnings in real time, often exposing fraudulent projects before they go mainstream.
Preventing scams requires a multi-layered approach. How important is user education compared to regulation and secure practices?
Education is foundational without it. Even the best regulations can fall short. Regulatory oversight provides legal recourse and deters scammers, while secure practices like using hardware wallets and avoiding public Wi-Fi offer daily protection.
Are there any recent examples where government regulations made a difference?
Yes, the European Union's MiCA framework sets clear standards for crypto platforms, leading to a reduction in reported scams. However, education campaigns remain vital for reaching everyday users.
As we wrap up, what steps can the crypto community take to ensure a safer future for all participants?
Ongoing education, transparent project development, and stronger collaboration between regulators, platforms, and users are key. The industry must prioritize security and trust to realize crypto's full potential.
That's a hopeful note. Continuous vigilance and shared responsibility seem essential. Thanks for helping us navigate the complexities of crypto scams today.
My pleasure. Staying informed is the best defense. Always research before you invest, and remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is.